Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be reviewing a new product from CLIO that recently came out. This is their Crystal Glam Balms. So there's a total of 6 shades that came out. It's similar to the Crystal Glam Tint packaging. They both have a clear see-through packaging and a gradient of the lip color at the top. For the Crystal Glam Balm, it's shorter. It is a balm packaging, so you twist to have the product come out and also twist to bring it back down. A little bit about this product: it's supposed to have a glazed like gloss finish. All of the shade colors are also fruity shades. In this video, I'm also going to compare it with Roman's Lasting Melting Balm and CLIO's Crystal Glam Tint. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So starting at first, we have shade number 1, Honey Peach. It's described as a peach color and it is a neutral light shade. As you can see from the lip swatch, it is quite sheer and a light shade as well. So it's going to blend in a little bit with your lip color. However, I can see a little bit of a baby pink color. It doesn't look too bad for my natural beige skin tone, a very emo baby pink type of color. For the finish, you can already see a glossy effect for the gradient look. You have this glazed like gloss effect. It gives a nice juicy pout already. It gives a similar juicy pout that looks like the inside of a tangerine. It is getting a little bit stringy and there's a little bit built up, so I'm just going to blot it really quick. I'm going to talk more about the formula after the full look, but already it does give good moisturization for the gradients look. I'd say it's semi-sticky, but it's not overwhelming. It's getting a little bit stringy, so I'm just going to blot off some excess product really quick. Should be okay. For the full look, we can see more of a pigmented baby pink color. Again, it is more of a light color, semi-sheer as well. For the gloss finish, it looks amazing. Gives a very glossy, glazed-like finish. In addition, it does have a semi-blurring effect as well. The more layers that you apply, it does cover up the wrinkles of your lips to give that blurred light effect. It gives a very juicy pout, quite moisturizing as well. It does feel a little bit thick and it does get stringy quite easily. The inner part of my lip where I blotted it, it does get a little bit sticky there. Other than that, it's not too overwhelming. It doesn't necessarily feel sticky when you have the product on your lips. I don't know if you saw from the lip swatch, but it does melt quite easily. So it can get a little bit messy with the packaging. I recommend you kind of twist the product back down a bit and then close it to prevent any messiness. So since it melts quite easily, I'm not sure how long this product is going to last. Packaging is quite compact. For the shade color, they recommend it for warm and cool tones. It's gonna look a little bit different depending on your skin tone. In the promotional pictures, it does look a little bit more cool toned. On my lips, it looks more warm toned because I am slightly a little bit more warm. For this shade, I can't really say if it's easy to build up because it's a sheer color. We'll have to see for the next shade. But so far, it does have a nice even application. Let's go in with the transfer test. There isn't much of a stain. It did transfer a lot on the first one. After I blotted it, it does feel quite sticky. Next up, we have shade number 2, Honey Apricot. This is a warm tone color. It's also a light shade. It's described as an apricot color. Sort of have a peachy color with tangerine orange undertones. The tangerine undertones are quite subtle, however. Semi-brightening, quite a flattering shade as well for my skin tone. Now we have the full look. It's a lot more pigmented, very vibrant tangerine orange color with peach undertones now. For the gradients, like it looked more like a peachy color, but the more that you apply, the more orange it's going to look, and it's starting to get stringy again. Thankfully, there's no transfer on the teeth, but it does get stringy very easily. Highly saturated color. I want to say it's almost like a neon orange. I think the promotional picture looks more like the gradients look. Not a shade color that I typically would wear. I think the gradients look is just enough for me. But if you're someone who really likes a pop of color, this would be a good option. Next up, this is shade number 3, Honey Cherry. It's a cool light shade color and it's described as an undo shade. For the gradients, you sort of have this dragon fruit pink type of color. It does have a little bit of a fuchsia undertone. Again, this does look quite similar to the promotional pictures. overall it's going to look more like a dragon fruit pink color or this electric fuchsia pink color. For lip balm, it's very pigmented. The shade color that you see here is what you'll also see on your lips as well. For pigmentation, I'd say it's really good. Quite easy to build up the color. It's also quite good to give a gradient look and blend around the edges of your lips. For brighter colors or more vibrant colors like this one, it might be a little bit more difficult because it can leave a harsh edge, but just make sure that you blend it well if you want more of a blurred like finish. For this shade, it's not a color that I typically would wear, but I think it is quite flattering. This would look good for spring or summer. If I were to wear this, I'd probably wear the gradient look. Very nice pop of color. Next up, we have shade number 4, Honey Apple. This is a semi-mute, semi-warm color. It's described as a warm red color. You still have this pink red rosy color. There's not much of a red undertone yet. I think I'm liking the gradient looks of these more than the full look, but it's really easy to control the color as well. Quite a big contrast with the gradients and the full look, but I wanted to show you the contrast between them. It's also semi-brightening as well. Alright, for the full look, now we can see a more pigmented red shade. There's less of a pink undertone. It's not as vibrant as the previous shades, but it does have a brightening effect. For a red color, this is quite vibrant. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a high saturation. Kind of looks like a Christmas red color. Alright, next up, this is 5 Honey Raspberry. This is labeled as a deep cool color and it's described as having a raspberry shade. This is a purple shade and it looks like a sweet potato purple. The shade color is very on trend and perfect for winter. For the full look, now we have a deeper and mute sweet potato purple color. Because it is a cool color, it does have a little bit of a violet undertone, but overall it's going to look mute. The shade is quite common, but it's very flattering. So here's a quick comparison. I have Honey Raspberry at the top. In the middle is Mauve Whip from Roman's Glasting Melting Balms, and at the bottom is Cheeky Taro. Cheeky Taro is a little bit more mute. It has less of a violet purple. For Mauve Whip and Honey Raspberry, they look quite similar to each other. Last but not least, we have 6 Honey Fig. This is a warm and semi-mute color. It's described as a fig shade as well. Sort of this pink brown shade, and it does look similar to their promotional pictures. When I was doing the arm swatch, this is the shade that I was most excited for. Very MLBB like. It doesn't have any red undertones. For the full look, you still have that pink brown color. Very beautiful blush pink brown color, and again it is a little bit mute. Looks pretty similar to their promotional pictures. Very beautiful and flattering shade color. Very MLBB like as well. So here's hand swatch with Roman's Glasting Melting Balm CLIO Fig at the top and Honey Fig at the bottom. You can see side by side they are really similar to each other. Alright, first off, I'm going to be comparing the Crystal Glam Balm with the Crystal Glam Tint. They look really cute next to each other. I'm going to go in with Honey Fig on this side. I'm going to go with Mellow Fig for the Crystal Glam Tint. It's quite a similar shade. I chose a similar shade so you can see the gloss finish better. For the balm, it's a little bit more thick. For the Glam Tints, the oil to gel ratio, it has more of an oil-like formula. For the balm, it's a lot more thick and it's lighter for the Glam Tint. It slightly feels a little bit heavy as well for the balm. Again, it does get stringy for the balm. For the gloss effect, they do look a little bit similar, but I'd say the balm is slightly a little bit more glossy. Both of these do fill in the cracks of the lips pretty well, so they give a semi-blurred like effect. And for their stain, you probably know as well, the Glam Tint has a better stain since the balm doesn't have any. Both are very easy to build. I think the only difference is that the balm is a little bit more thick and it doesn't have a stain. I have Honey Fig on this side and I have CLIO Fig on this side. So first of all, the shades look really similar to each other. Both have a very similar glossy finish. Once they set on the lips, they do have a similar thickness. Overall, both are really similar to each other. They have a blurring function, so they fill in the wrinkles of your lips pretty well to give that blurred-like effect. Both are really easy to blend, very easy to build up the color. You can't really tell them apart just looking at them side by side. The biggest difference between them, in my opinion, is that the Glam Tint gets stringy a lot easier. However, both of these, if you blot them, then you should be fine, but the Glam Tint does get stringy a lot faster. Another thing is I've swatched a lot of Roman's Glasting Melting Balms and it doesn't dry out my lips at all. When I reviewed these, it didn't dry dry out my lips at all. But for the Glam Tint, after I've swatched all 6 of them, it does dry out my lips a little bit and gives a very sticky feeling. Both do give moisturizing effect when they're on your lips, but in the longer moments, Glasting Melting Balms are a lot more moisturizing. They don't dry out my lips. For CLIO's Glam Balms, they do dry out my lips a little bit and they don't give full moisturization from the inside out. More moisturization on the surface. So for me personally, I do prefer Roman's Glasting Melting Balm. That's just me personally. So I switched over to Scotch Nude for Roman's Glasting Balm for my intro and outro video. In conclusion, these lip balms definitely did have a variety of shades, a variety of purple, red, pinks. Pigmentation was really impressive, very pigmented. A little does go a long way. You can build up the color. Amazing packaging as well. Most of these shades, however, were bright shades, not necessarily shades that you can wear for the winter. I think there were 1 or 2 shades that you can wear for this season, but most of them were for spring or summer. A lot of these shades were vibrant and highly saturated shade colors, so I'm not really sure if they're making a comeback for spring and summer. Probably would have liked more shades that would match well for winter. But that said, my favorite shades from this collection would have to be number 6 Honey Fig, number 5 Honey Raspberry. I think number 1 is not bad as well for Honey Peach, although it is quite a light shade. The gradient look of number 2 Honey Apricot was quite flattering as well. I'd say number 6 Honey Fig would be my favorite because it's a little bit more versatile, very MLBB. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.